On this computer. Were you able to open the other one easily?
Were you able to?
Were you able to open last week's videos?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I just listened it just before the lesson of today.
Okay. All right. So we're going to start. Good morning, Bernard.
Good morning, Dr. Priscilla.
I'm glad you had a great weekend.
I had a great weekend, and I hope it was the same for you.
Yes, I did. I went to a gala. It was fantastic. And yourself?
I went to a picnic with my daughter, my son-in-law, and my grandson.
And where?
Near a small lake.
Okay, at the lake. Okay,
it was quiet. It was quiet.
Okay, very good. All right, let's read. For me, starting with Billionaire Helps Students, Level 3. You may begin.
Okay, Billionaire Helps Students. Billionaire investor Robert Smith gave nearly 400 graduating college seniors a gift of a grant to eliminate their student loans. He promised this gift during his 2019 commencement speech for Morehouse College. His great news completely stunned the crowd. One graduate thought that he was lying. The college president said that he had never seen a gift like this before. A representative said that Smith will give $40 million to help pay off the student loans. Each student owes about $48,000 for tuition, housing, and other costs.
Okay, now we're going to say $48,000.
The college said that many of its students get financial help.
Financial
help. For most colleges and universities across the USA, analysts think that student loan debt was about $1.5 trillion last year. Difficult word. Commencement, a ceremony when students are given their diplomas. Tuition, class cost. Debt, money that you owe or have to pay back.
Super. Very nice reading. And those are the vocabulary words: commencement, tuition, and debt. I'll read it once and then we'll discuss. Billionaire helps students. Billionaire investor Robert F. Smith gave nearly 400 graduating college seniors a gift of a grant to eliminate their student loans. He promised this gift during his 2019 commencement speech for Morehouse College. His great news completely stunned the crowd. One graduate thought that he was lying. The college president said that he had never seen a gift like this before. A representative said that Smith will give $40 million to help pay off the student loans. Each student owes about $48,000 for tuition, housing, and other costs. The college said that many of its students get financial help. For most colleges and universities across the USA, analysts think that student loan debt was about $1.5 trillion last year. Difficult words: commencement, a ceremony when students are given their diplomas; tuition, class costs; debt, money that you owe and have to pay back. All right, so there we have our article our vocabulary word. Now we'll discuss this article. Try to use the vocabulary words, and it may sound something like this. Students at Morehouse College were able to obtain monies for their student loans from a billionaire investment at their commencement exercise. None of the students will be required to pay the $48,000 tuition that they have incurred. It is a debt that is readily forgiven. I enjoyed the article, and I'm so happy to see someone of color being able to sponsor students such as those at Morehouse College. All right, that was my synopsis. That was my reading. I'd like to listen to you do the same. Summarize using the vocabulary words.
Okay. In this article, we can enjoy a good idea from a billionaire in the USA who gives a lot of money to students at the ceremony of commencement.
Mm-hmm.
Beginning of his speech, he proposed to pay all the debt of the students, all the tuition they had
Mm-hmm.
in their school work,
Mm-hmm.
in order to help them.
Let's call that school environment.
School environment.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the students, some of them think that the man lied, but it wasn't the fact. In fact, this man is a generous man who wants to help people of the same color of him, because I suppose in his young years he had to need to build herself a good condition of living, and it was sometimes difficult. Know that he's a millionaire now, he wants to help the others.
Okay, did you use the word debt?
I think so. No, then I don't remember.
I don't recall hearing it. So try to use debt. Okay, think about what you said so far, which is good. And now summarize again the article.
Most of the students in the USA need to have a loan in order to continue their scholarships. Some of them have a big debt, and it's difficult to start the new life with a debt.
Mm-hmm.
At the commencement ceremony, a billionaire proposed to erase the debt of the students who were graduated in order to help them to have a good start in their life.
Okay. Now, you understand the article, but it's still taking you quite a while to tell me about it. So I'm going to do it again. Just a second. Dismiss. I'm going to tell you this article using the vocabulary words. So I already know. So this article is about a billionaire. His name is Robert S. Smith. He gave 400 graduating students at the Morehouse commencement money sufficient to pay off their tuition. Now the students will not have any debt once they are graduates. Okay, that was 20 seconds. Try to tell this article in less than a minute using the vocabulary words. Okay, you may begin when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready. At the ceremony where students are given their diploma, called the commencement, the billionaire intend to erase the debt of 400 students who have a tuition against the college. And most of the students think that it was a dream, but in fact it was real. this man helped them to start a new life in erasing the debt.
Okay, so that was 40 seconds. When you're retelling a story, you're not looking at the story, you're talking from your head. Just let the words flow. I've got my eyes closed and I can retell the story. I might forget the vocabulary words. Commencement, debt, and
We should.
commencement. Okay, so let me try again. This article is about Robert Smith giving a huge sum of money to pay for the tuition for 400 students. During the commencement exercise, he mentioned that they would all leave college debt-free, and this will certainly help those students that had the tuition to pay. Okay, that was 20 seconds.
Okay.
Try again.
The story is in a university of the USA where a billionaire decided to pay for the debt of 4,000 students who were graduates at the ceremony commencement. He intended to erase the debt by giving all the tuition they must repay to the establishment.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were finished. Okay, that was 35 seconds. That was much better, and that's what you want to do. So now let's have a little dialogue. Who is this Robert F. Smith? Give me a short answer, very short answer.
Robert Smith is a billionaire who was going well in his life.
Okay, so what does giving that amount of money, $48,000 for tuition, what does that do? What do you think that does for a student?
I think that $48,000 is expensive. Is an amount of money very important for students.
Mm-hmm. And what is this money going to be used for?
What
will this money be used for?
This money is used to pay for the housing, for the lessons, and for the heating.
And what is another word for this that they're paying?
Tuition is also a debt.
Okay, that's correct. That is what the money is going to be used for. The money is going to be used toward tuition. Do you recall how many students are in this article?
There were 400 students graduated at the commencement ceremony.
Very good. Did the speech stun the crowd, and why or why not?
The speech stunned the crowd because the amount of money was so high that some of the students think that the billionaire either lie or either dream.
Okay, so the students thought that the speaker for the commencement exercise was lying because no one has heard of anyone paying for complete tuition of all of the students. Okay. All right, well, this takes us to the end of our session for today. I'm going to control.